Good day everyone and welcome to your midweek weather update. A cold front has already brought rainfall to parts of the Western Cape in the early hours of this morning, and a second cold front is following closely behind. Due to the passage of both of these, cold and wet weather will be spreading in over the southern parts of the country, while over the central and western interior we're expecting an especially windy afternoon. Along the east coast, as well as for the Lowveld on the other hand, it remains clear and dry today, and we're expecting bergwind conditions to push the temperatures up across those areas. Now, with these cold fronts moving through, the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for today. That is for gale force southwesterly winds spreading along the southern coastline and reaching the Eastern Cape coastal areas by this evening. A closer look at your rainfall now, where there's up to an 80% chance over parts of the Western Cape, including the peninsula, while along the west coast there's between a 40 and a 60% chance, and scattered showers will spread along the southern coastline. Evening rainfall is expected for East London as well as the interior of the Eastern Cape, while mountain snowfalls are forecast in places over the southern interior of South Africa. And here we see the effects of those berg winds, upper 20s and lower 30s for KZN and the Lowveld. A pleasantly warm afternoon for Gauteng, and although it's going to be warm over the Free State, don't forget about those very windy conditions. Cold and wet weather spreading in over the western parts, Cape Town and George both reaching a high of 14. Southwesterly winds will dominate along the west coast today, fresh at times for Langebaan and Lambert's Bay. Swells on the other hand remaining fairly low at 2.5 meters. Strong winds on the other hand will be affecting parts of the Cape Peninsula as well as towards Cape Agulhas, and we are expecting those winds to become gale force at times over that area, and along with the stronger winds, swells increase to about 4.5 meters. And for the south coast, winds will be light at first, but those will quickly become strong to gale force at times during the afternoon and evening, with wind speeds averaging at 60 kilometers per hour later on for Port Elizabeth, and swells will also be increasing across the region. For the eastern coastline, we're expecting northeasterly winds for both Durban and Richards Bay at 25 kilometers per hour, and those southwesterlies will push through in East London and the Wild Coast, becoming fresh to strong at times. Swells on the other hand remaining low.
News that moves. eNCA.com